Back in California, I never really had any daily habits until I moved to Norway. And after being here for almost 6 months, they have completely taken over my life. So today, I'm going to be sharing 7 of my favorite habits that have completely changed my life. Alright, so habit number 1 is taking off your shoes in any house you go to. So back in the US, it's not really common for people to take off their shoes in their house. You'll see people walking around their house with shoes, even sitting on the sofa with the shoes on, or sometimes even in the bed, which I know sounds pretty crazy. But here in Norway, that does not pass at all. I remember the first time I went to someone's house here, and I didn't take off my shoes right when I walked in. And I got some pretty interesting looks. People were looking at me like, "Are you crazy?" And then I learned it's very common for Norwegians to never have shoes on in their house. It's a big no-no, and I honestly understand why they want that, because it keeps your house clean, right? Nobody wants a dirty house where you wear shoes that were outside and they may not be clean. I've adapted now. I do it every time I go to a house in Norway. I always take off my shoes, and it's pretty common to see a pile of shoes at the entrance of houses in Norway because everyone does it right away. So that's habit number 1. It's completely changed my life, and it's really smart. I'm just thinking about the time that I forgot to take off my shoes. That was, yeah, guys, don't do that if you come to Norway. All right, so habit number 2 I've picked up on is walking everywhere. Now, back in the US, you don't see anyone walking. Basically, everyone is driving because US is so spread out and so large that you need a car to drive, right? And people just don't walk. It's not a thing they do. But here in Norway, ever since being here, everyone walks everywhere. Literally, they rarely drive. You'll basically see nobody driving, and I have started walking so much more now, and it's crazy because I was not used to this. Now it's just a normal thing. All right, so the next habit I've picked up on, habit number 3, is lighting candles every single day. So back in the US, candles aren't a big thing. People don't really use candles in their house, and I've never really used them, to be honest, myself. But since coming to Norway, I literally light a candle every single night, like multiple, just for the cozy vibes, because in Norway, that's very common. People want to be koselig and cozy, so they light candles, especially in the winter when it gets dark early. And I just love having a nice lit candle in my house. I can smell. It makes me feel so relaxed and so calm. I really think it's a great way to unwind at the end of the day, just get that mental clarity. It's just such an amazing thing that I've been doing every single night as part of my routine. And let me know if you guys light candles in your house. So this was a habit I've picked up on. Very interesting, because in the US, nobody lights candles, and I never lit a candle in the US at all. Maybe like 1 or 2 times. All right, guys. So the next habit is something I never thought I'd do. Habit number 4. Drinking coffee. Now, back in California, I only drank coffee maybe once or twice my entire time being there. But ever since in Norway, I have had so much coffee. It is crazy. And Norwegians love their coffee. They'll drink it at breakfast, at lunch, at dinner, after hiking, during hiking, even on ferries, literally all the time. And I read that some Norwegians even drink up to 3 to 5 cups per day, which was wild to hear. But something I love about Norwegian coffee is how plain it is. It's just straight coffee, no sweeteners, no sugar, just straight coffee. And ever since being here, I've picked up on that. Now I drink coffee almost every day, and it is so delicious here. I love how they keep it so plain and so simple. And that was like so crazy, from not drinking coffee to literally drinking so much coffee. And even in some workplaces, they'll have coffee machines just for you to get coffee for free. So I think this is really cool. It definitely makes you feel more cozy. And something else that was really funny is, in America, people will bring protein shakes, Gatorade, Red Bull, all different types of drinks. But in Norway, it is just coffee. People just drink coffee. So that was also really funny for me to see. A great observation. All right, so the next habit that I've picked up on is not small talking anymore. So back in the US, it is pretty common to small talk at grocery stores, to cashiers, to strangers, even dogs. But ever since coming to Norway, that is the opposite. There is no small talk here, and it is so quiet everywhere I go. Buses, trains, all the public transportation, people do not talk. And it is pretty uncommon to small talk with people. You don't just randomly go up to someone and say, "Hey, how's your day? How you doing? Like, what are you doing?" No, that is not common. And I would not recommend trying that, because you're probably going to get some interesting stares if you do like I did. The first time I came here, I tried to talk to the cashier, and it didn't go very well. They were looking at me like, "Are you crazy?" Even if I'm walking in the grocery store and I do something wrong, I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." They look at me like, You okay? So I learned that pretty fast, that small talk is not a thing anymore. And I am an extrovert. So I love to talk. But since I can't really do that here, I try to keep myself calm, just relaxing, peaceful. But honestly, I do like it. I do like sitting in silence, being peaceful. It really does clear your mind and makes you feel like everyone is calm and relaxed. Nobody's stressed out or wanting to talk all the time, because it can be annoying for people to just randomly talk to you. I do agree. And awkward, definitely. So that is another habit I picked on, no small talk. All right, so the next habit I've picked up on is going outside right when there's sun. So back in California, I pretty much had sun 24/7. So I didn't really think it was that important to be outside all the time. But now being in Norway, when I first got here, I remember seeing everyone outside in the sun, and I was like, oh, the sun is probably pretty common here, so it's not an issue. I don't really have to be outside that much. But now, since I've been here for 6 months, now I know why every Norwegian runs outside when it's sunny, because you don't know how long it's going to last. You don't know when it's going to be back next. So you have to take full advantage of that. So every time it's sunny in Norway, you will see me outside all the time, all day, literally until it's dark, because I'm just absorbing all that sun since I don't know when it's going to come back next. So I'll sometimes just get up, see the sun, I'm outside right away. Doesn't matter what time it is, doesn't matter how I feel. I am outside because I love the sun so much, and now I understand that it's such a rare treat here. So it makes sense everyone is outside all the time when the sun's out. The next habit I've picked up on is drinking tap water like it's premium water. So back in the US, water comes from bottles, it comes from cans, Fiji water, it comes from fridges, it rarely comes from a sink. But here in Norway, the only water I drink is tap water straight from the sink. It is amazing. It tastes so fresh, so clean. I've never tasted such fresh water in my life. It is just incredible that this can be free. And literally, when I first came here, I was a little hesitant. I was like, maybe I should just drink bottled water, because I was never used to drinking tap water. But after I tried the tap water, I fell in love. Let me know if you guys agree in the comments below, or am I just crazy? So that is another habit I've picked up on. All right, and the last habit that I've caught myself doing every day is checking the weather app. So back in California, I would also check the weather app quite frequently just to see how it is, but never really analyzing for when it's going to be sunny next, or when it's going to rain next, or the snow. But now in Norway, I literally check it literally all day long. And there's a special website called YR that you can check the weather. It's like a Norwegian weather website, and it's really cool. But I literally check it all the time for when is the sunset, because it sets so early here that now I just have to check so I know when to go outside, or when is the sun rising. It is literally just like my constant place I'm checking, and it's really detailed, and I love checking it. So I've definitely caught myself doing that a lot more than I would have back home in California, because there's no weather there. It's just sunny all the time. So you don't need to check the weather, but here you constantly need to check it. So that is the last habit I've picked up. Wait, I was about to end it, but I realized, how could I have forgotten saying ha everywhere I go? So back in the US, if someone misspoke, you would say, excuse me, what did you say? Or sorry, what did you say? But here in Norway, their equivalent of saying that is like ha, and it basically means, oh, sorry, what did you say? And when I first heard this, I literally thought people were misspeaking, like they weren't even speaking Norwegian. But no, it's their way of saying, sorry, what did you say? It's like ha. And now I hear it everywhere I go. People just say it constantly all the time. I'll put it up here, the word, so you guys understand what I'm saying. Maybe I'm butchering it, but I'll put it here just in case. So yeah, I've picked up on saying that all the time. I just say it constantly now. Literally, I'll drop something, I say it. I'll misspeak, I'll say it. I'll understand what someone's saying, I'll say it. I just say it all the time. So I had to include that one because it was so interesting, because in the US, you just say, sorry, what did you say? But here, it's like a whole special word for it. It's really cool, like an expression. So I thought I'd mention that one because I forgot about that one. All right, guys, and that does it for the video. Habits I never thought I'd do until I came to Norway. I'm sure I'll make a part 2 about this, because there's probably so many more I haven't experienced yet, and I definitely will, and I really hope to, because some of them are so cool and so interesting that I imagine there's so many more I could talk about. So I'll definitely do a part 2. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe, because we're going to be doing so many more Norway content. Leave a like, leave a comment. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great week. I will see you in the next one. Nicolas signing off for now. Peace. Alright, and if you guys do want to see me try and pronounce Norwegian expressions that made 0 sense to me in English, click here on this video right here, and I'll see you guys over there.